In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to do a Turkish get-up with a kettlebell. Not only is this a fantastic conditioning exercise, it works the upper and lower body, and you can put it into strength training routines as well as circuit and high intensity routines. Now I'm actually going to be demonstrating this on my right side so you can see the total movement the best on the camera. But I am going to show you how to set up the exercise in its initial form on my left arm coming up. The reason for that is it's closer to the camera and it'll be the one thing you miss in terms of the exercise when I do it on my right side. So what I want you to imagine is I've got the kettlebell by my side. Now if I was laying on my back, I'm going to awkwardly be externally rotating my shoulders, then bring it into position. And whilst you'll get away with that on lighter weights, you certainly won't with heavier weights. So I bring my hands together, I'm wrapped around the kettlebell here with both my hands, and I'm actually just going to come to my back. From here, I would then punch up, and if I was bringing the kettlebell down, I'll do the opposite. That's to protect my shoulder and bicep, to make sure that when I actually progress the exercise and do more resistance, more weight with the kettlebell, I'm not going to injure myself. So even if you can just bring the kettlebell up and it's super light, make sure you're doing that technique because it gets you into a good habit. So what I'm now going to do is show you the total movement. So just like I showed you, I've got my fingers interlinked. I come back, punch up, and I'm going to bring the same knee up into a bent position as the same arm I've got up. So in this case, I've got my right arm in contact with that kettlebell that I've punched up, so it's my right leg that bends. From here, I bring my arm outstretched, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from that arm outstretched position to up onto my elbow. That looks like so. I'm now going to always be looking at that kettlebell as I come up onto my hand, now up onto my hips. I feed my leg through, I come up into a half kneeling position, and then straight up into my standing position. Now I've got to do the reverse. So the same leg comes down, my hand comes down, the floor's going to be there, don't worry. Feed the leg through, always looking at that kettlebell. And if I wanted to completely end the motion, I bring the weight down and roll. So that would be how you do a Turkish get-up. So let's go through that really quickly. So imagine I've got the kettlebell in my hands. I grab that kettlebell. Firstly, I punch it up. The knee comes up as well. Arms extended. Now I want to come into a position where I'm on my elbow. So nice and quick movement. I'm always looking at that kettlebell above my head. Arms straight, hips up. I feed the leg through, my left one, so the opposing one to the kettlebell, straight up into position, to standing, back down, that reverse lunge, coming down with the hand, leg comes nice and straight onto the mat, and down. That would be how you do a Turkish get-up with a kettlebell. You'd of course repeat the same amount of repetitions on both sides, and you do this for your required amount of sets.